Alright guys, welcome once again to Legends of Evil, where I talk about the villains from outside of the comic books. And today, I'm going to be talking about, I think this is the first time I've talked about an Avatar villain. And who better to talk about than Fire Lord Ozai. Now you may be thinking, well, Ozai wasn't really a big deal, Azula was the real big deal. And you could argue that yes, that's true, but on the other hand, Ozai, in more ways than one, was a monster. You know, Ozai was the big endgame villain in the Avatar series. Azula was like the sub-boss, really. That was kind of the big deal, that Ozai was the big boss here, and yeah, Azula's probably the better villain, but at the same time, Ozai's pretty up there too. Ozai is also pretty up there, and let's talk about why that is. So, Ozai is, of course, if you guys remember the Avatar royal, the Fire Nation royal family, Ozai is the youngest child of Fire Lord Azulan, who was the grandson of Fire Lord Sozin. Is it grandson or son? Or great-grandson, I can't remember. Everyone lives so fucking long in Avatar, but anyway. Yeah, he is from the descendant. He is a descendant of Fire Lord Sozin, and Ozai is the younger sibling of Iroh. Now, while Iroh and his son Luten were off laying siege to Ba Sing Se during the 100-Year War, Ozai was trying to convince his father to forget, to pretty much say, "Hey, look, Dad, I'm here. Iroh's not here. I'm here. I can rule the Fire Nation. It's gonna be great. And I got two sons. I got two heirs. What has Iroh got? Nothing. And oh yeah, he's leaving. He after Luten died, he's gone. He's failed you. I'm the better son. Azulan had pretty much had enough of this kid." And he basically said, yeah, you still have two kids. You have a son and a daughter. And I do apologize for saying two sons. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, you have two children, and Iroh lost his only heir. But he still has legitimacy to the throne. But you have not suffered like Iroh has. Quintessentially, he was basically telling Ozai to kill Zuko, to make him suffer. And before we go any further with that, let's talk a bit about how much of a monster Ozai was. More or less, Ozai and his father had discovered that Zuko's mother was the descendant of Avatar Roku. And when they discovered Avatar, the descendant of Avatar Roku, Azulan had it in his head that, hey, if I get her to hook up with my son, then I'm going to create like a super race of firebenders in my line. That's perfect. So yeah, and keep in mind, Zuko's mom was already in love with another guy. Ursa was in love with another guy named Ikem, but he was like, nope, fuck you. You're gonna be this peasant woman's gonna be married because of her bloodline only. So yeah, they had two children together, Azula and Zuko. And jumping right back to to this point in time, more or less, Ursa discovered that Ozai was going to kill Zuko, by his father Azulan's orders. But he said, "Look, I won't kill Zuko if you do something for me." So yeah, he more or less had Ursa kill Azulan, assassinate him, and then she left the country, and Ozai would continue to be under, Zuko's Zuko would be under Ozai's protection along with Azula. And that was the thing. And the other thing was, Zuko was given all the love of Ursa, and yeah, there was some love from Ozai, but then he was like, nah, after discovering that his wife was more or less sending fake letters to saying that Zuko was Ikem's son, yeah, that's kind of why he never really paid much attention to his son and gave it all to Azula, who he was pretty sure was his daughter. Even though, yeah, Zuko is Ozai's son. Yeah, Zuko is Ozai's son. Ursa was just doing that to fuck with Ozai, which I never got. I was like, who the fuck does that? You just made your son's life even harder. What the fuck, lady? But anyway, let's not forget that it's because of Ozai. That's why Azula is so fucked up. He bred her to be a killing machine. So when your own father turns, you into a quintessential monster, then yeah, I can think of no worse terms. Ozai continued on in the 100-Year War to the point of everyone had pretty much won. He was more or less picking up right after where Azulon Azulon had, and he moved further on with it. Let's also not forget that he burned his only son to teach him nothing but respect. Burned him for speaking out loud in a meeting. Father of the fucking year right here, ladies and gentlemen. Father of the motherfucking year, right? So yeah, banishes his son to go look for the Avatar to get his honor back, along with his son, along with his brother. And with those two gone, he could focus on training Azula, as well as continuing his plans of finally, conquering the rest of the world. And by conquering the world, it's mostly just defeating the Earth Kingdom at this point. He never really gave much thought to the Water Tribes. He never really gave much... the Northern Water Tribe, maybe. But not... The Southern Water Tribe was pretty much like, it's there, fuck it. But yeah, at this point in the war, the Northern Water Tribe had pretty much isolated itself, and the Earth Kingdom was pretty much the only adversary left that the Fire Nation really had. So, with that in mind, and towards the end of the war, after Zuko and Azula helped capture Ba Sing Se, I'm getting all these names tongue-tied, sorry. Ozai decided, you know what? Sozin wiped out the Airbenders. You know what? I got a good idea. So, what's he do? When Sozin's comet rolls in, he pretty much plans to wipe out every Earthbender he finds. Every single Earthbender. He is stopped in battle with Aang, who, instead of killing him, he takes his bending. However, Ozai still continued to be kind of an asshole in the Promise story, where he quintessentially just fucked with Zuko's mind and tried to make him into the next Ozai. Which, again, I don't understand why the fuck would you go to your father after, you had such great relations with him, instead of traveling to Ba Sing Se to talk with Iroh. Why the fuck did you do this in the first place, Zuko? Yeah. So, yeah. Ozai is pretty much a monster. He is more or less a horrible, horrible man. Like I said, Father of the Year, he is not. But make no mistake, he was a powerful firebender and a force. He was a true force of nature. And it was always cool, because he always had that Dr. Claw thing going on where you didn't see his face until the 3rd season. They always kept it in the shadows or had it looked away. And when you finally got that reveal, wow. Ozai, even though, again, we don't see much of his firebending skills, we do see that he's intimidating, and he was incredibly intelligent, but on the other hand, he was way too ambitious for his own good. So, yeah. That's pretty much the story of Fire Lord Ozai. So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of Ozai? Did you guys like him? Did you guys hate him? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.